What's up, everybody? I'm back to talk Western Conference Finals, a matchup that features the number 3 seed Minnesota Timberwolves versus the number 5 seed Dallas Mavericks. Now, I don't want to spend a whole lot of time on the previous matchups, even though there's so much to talk about because I want to talk about this matchup, but I will say I got the prediction wrong for Mavs versus Thunder. I thought the Thunder would win in 6. It went the other way. The Mavs won in 6 and looked like the more experienced the team that was more composed and just knew what to do to take care of that series. And their role players played great. I have a lot of questions for the offseason for the Thunder, or a lot of thoughts. Those will be saved for another time. For the Timberwolves, their series against the Nuggets is one of the most exciting series that I've seen in a long time. It's been the best of these playoffs. I've got to say quickly just that I've loved the ascension of Anthony Edwards. I know a lot of people are comparing him to Michael Jordan. I do it too, not because we think he's going to be as good as Michael Jordan or successful. It's just that he makes plays that look like Michael Jordan. The athleticism, the aggression, the swagger, of course, the turnaround jumper. Well, what I love about Anthony Edwards is how much he commits to defense. Remember the play where he took the hard fall when he was attacking the basket and he was down for a while and everybody thought, oh no, this could be terrible if he can't play. And then the very next possession, he picks up Murray full court and plays all-out defense. And the next time he touches the ball on offense, he doesn't attack. Like, I'm not feeling great, I shouldn't attack. But then he plays aggressive defense again. And for a 22-year-old to get like, hey, I need to commit my energy to defense and not offense. And Richard Jefferson on the broadcast even joked, most guys, when they touch the ball, that's what suddenly brings them back to life. The fact that it was defense bringing him to life, I'm like, kudos, this guy gets it. Plus the fact that in all the post-game interviews, he's hilarious, he's very candid, but I love how he builds up his teammates. So this matchup between Dallas and Minnesota, I think this whole playoffs has been a testament to the fact that matchups make series, because I think the Mavericks are very lucky not to be facing Denver. I think they'd rather see Minnesota. I think Denver is a tougher matchup for Dallas because their bigs, I just don't think are as equipped to handle Jokic as the Timberwolves bigs. And I think Aaron Gordon is about as good as you can do to have a defender to put on Luka. But that's not who they're getting. They're getting the Wolves. I think the Wolves are also probably wishing they got the Thunder because I think their size would have really been a problem for OKC. I actually kind of like this matchup for Dallas, even though I think the Wolves have been playing the best basketball of the playoffs. I know that doesn't seem to make sense, but this is what I'll say. I think that Luka is the type of player you need to beat the Wolves because, one, he kills in the mid-range. I mean, he kills from everywhere. But so you're not worried about him getting to the basket and dealing with Rudy. He can pull up before Rudy. Jaden McDaniels, who's such a good defender, who gives almost everybody fits, is about 35 pounds lighter than Luka. And I think he's just not going to be able to irritate Luka enough. I think Luka's just going to put him on his hip and get where he wants, play his slow off-speed stuff. And he's going to do what he wants against the Timberwolves. Kyrie is kind of got a little bit of Murray to him, right? I mean, they're sort of similar. And Murray, we saw, had some really good games, or at least stretches in games. I think Kyrie can do the same thing. And then I like the roll men as big men for Dallas a little better, like the lob threats that they are. Like Jokic isn't a pick and roll the basket hard for a lob threat. I know Aaron Gordon does some of that and patrolling the baseline, but I'm wondering about Luka getting screens from Lively, making Rudy come up to help on Luka, and then Lively diving. What that's going to do for Rudy, he's going to have to be really active in a way he wasn't in the last series. That said, it's not like Minnesota doesn't have some things going for them in this matchup. There are a lot of guys for Ant to attack. He would love for Kyrie to get switched on him because of his size. He would love for Luka to get switched onto him because he can attack him with speed. I mean, honestly, outside of Derek Jones Jr., they don't have anybody who I think has a chance at bothering Ant and staying in front of him. It just comes down to, if you're talking about Luka's going to be able to get what he wants and Ant's going to be able to get what he wants, I think Luka's still just the better offensive player, so I lean his way. I do think that the Mavericks have enough size to rebound against this gigantic Timberwolves team. That's a big deal. And so I'm watching this, I'm going like, I think it's going to be an exciting series. I'm curious to see who Cat's going to guard. I'm guessing PJ Washington. So can PJ Washington continue to play his great playoff basketball? Can he continue to score and shoot the ball? Can he attack Cat, maybe get fouls on Cat? who's going to guard Cat? Is it going to be PJ Washington on the other end? Or are they going to have cross matchups? Because Cat is about 5 inches taller than PJ Washington and about 20 pounds heavier. So can Cat bully ball Washington? Of course, if Jokic is in the game, you got easy help from Lively. So we'll see. I'm guessing we'll also see Dallas mix in a fair amount of zone or doubles at Ant and Cat. I think they probably watched some of the last series and saw that an effective way to guard the Timberwolves is just run 2 at Ant and say somebody else beat us. And so Dallas, I would bet, would do a fair amount of that. In the end, what I'm going to predict is that the Mavericks win in 7. I would have predicted Denver over Dallas in 6, just like I would have predicted Denver over the Thunder, probably in 5. I would have predicted the Wolves over the Thunder in probably 6. But this matchup, I just like Dallas over the Wolves, and I feel like I could look really foolish in a couple of days. I also will say this. Somebody asked me, who do I think is going to win tonight? I think the Wolves take game 1, just because I think the defense will win out the first game, and then it will be as the series goes, as Luka and Kyrie figure out how to attack the defense, that the momentum will shift to Dallas. So looking at the Western Conference, been a lot of surprises. I did not expect that we would have Minnesota and Dallas in the conference finals. I thought we would have Thunder versus Nuggets, and sometimes happy surprises to be wrong. And then what I've got is Dallas advancing to see the Celtics in the finals. Let me know what you guys think about this series. Let me know who you think wins game 1. Let me know who you think wins the series and how many games, and any other thoughts you have about these very exciting conference finals.